There's a strange kind of silence in the camera world right now. A silence that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means something big is coming. Something that has people checking rumors every morning. Something that makes professionals pause before buying their next camera. The word is out, even if nothing is official yet. Canon EOS R4. The name alone creates questions. If the R5 was a landmark and the R3 was a speed machine, then what is the R4 supposed to be? And why is it only appearing now, after so many years of skipping over the number? Canon's lineup has been strange this past decade. The R, the RP, the R5, the R6, the R3, and then nothing with the number 4. It was like a missing piece in a puzzle. Some people said it was superstition. 4 is considered unlucky in some cultures. Others thought it was a marketing trick. But those close to the industry whisper a different story. The R4 wasn't abandoned. It was held back. Not because Canon couldn't build it, but because the market wasn't ready for it. That changes in 2025. Technology has caught up to the vision. And now, all signs point to Canon preparing to launch a camera that blends the best of two worlds: speed and resolution. A hybrid so advanced it could replace more than one body in a professional's bag. Let's start with where it fits. Canon's mirrorless world is crowded, but each model has a clear identity. The R5 is about detail. 45 megapixels of sharpness for studio, wedding, and commercial shooters. The R3 is built for action, speed, low light performance, and focus tracking for sports and wildlife. But here's the problem. If you want both of those qualities in one body, you can't have them. You either get high resolution with slower bursts, or you get high bursts with lower resolution. That's the gap the R4 could fill. The leaks and patents point to a full-frame sensor somewhere between 45 and 60 megapixels. Not just any sensor, a stacked, backside illuminated design. If you're not deep into camera tech, here's what. That means stacked sensors can move data at incredible speeds, and backside illumination lets more light hit the pixels. The result? Images with insane detail even in low light, and the ability to shoot rapid bursts without slowing down. For a photographer, it's like having a sports car that can also tow a trailer. No compromises. Imagine photographing a sprint finish at the Olympics, 30 frames per second, each one at full high-resolution detail. Every muscle frozen in perfect clarity. Or think about a fashion shoot where the fabric texture has to be perfect, but the model is moving and the lighting is dim. With a stacked BSI sensor, both those worlds merge into one. No more choosing between resolution and speed, you get both. Powering all this will likely be Canon's fastest processor yet. Some rumors say dual Digic X. Others say a completely new generation, Digic 11. Either way, the processing horsepower will be extreme. That means a huge buffer, almost zero shutter lag, and autofocus tracking that feels psychic. You half-press the shutter and the camera already knows what you're aiming for. Video shooters won't be left out. In fact, the R4 could be one of the most capable hybrid video tools Canon has ever made. Internal 8K RAW recording at 60 frames per second is on the table. So is 4K at 120 frames, with 10-bit 4.2.2 color sampling. These are cinema-grade specs without needing an external recorder. Even better, the new sensor and processors should handle heat far better than before. Overheating has been a shadow over Canon's mirrorless history. This could be the moment they break free from it. Still shooters will get new possibilities too. An electronic shutter capable of 30 FPS at full resolution would make the R4 a key monster for action. Sports, wildlife, dance, street, all could be captured with zero distortion and lightning-fast bursts. And with in-body image stabilization rumored to hit 8.5 stops of compensation, handheld shooting in low light will be easier than ever. Imagine walking through a night market, capturing sharp handheld shots at shutter speeds that used to be impossible. Then, there's a feature almost no one expected: built-in electronic ND filters. Canon's patents suggest the R4 could have these right in the body. If true, that would mean you could control light instantly without touching your lens or adding external glass. Shooting wide open in bright sunlight? No problem. Switching between indoor and outdoor scenes in seconds? Done. For videographers, this is huge. It means faster setups, smoother exposure transitions, and one less accessory to pack. The viewfinder will also see a major upgrade. Rumors point to a 9.44 million EVF, one of the sharpest ever in a camera. That level of clarity makes composition easier, focus checking more precise, and motion tracking more natural. It's the kind of viewfinder that feels almost like an optical one, but with all the advantages of digital overlays. Storage will match the performance. Dual CF Express Type B card slots are expected, giving high-speed redundancy and plenty of capacity for 8K RAW video or high MP bursts. No one shooting a wedding or a documentary wants to worry about buffer limits or dropped frames. This camera will be built for reliability. Physically, expect a body that's a middle ground between the R5 and R3. Magnesium alloy, weather-sealed, with a grip deep enough for all-day comfort. It will need to handle everything from Arctic cold to desert dust storms. This is not a studio-only camera. It's a travel-anywhere, shoot-anything machine. But the R4 is more than just a list of specs. It's a statement from Canon. Sony has the Alpha 1 and Alpha 9 series. Nikon has the Z8 and Z9. These are pushing the limits of what mirrorless can do. Canon can't afford to sit back. The R5 is still strong, but it's aging. The R3 is powerful, but too specialized for many creators. The R4 could be the perfect middle ground, a single body that does it all, and that's exactly what the market is demanding right now. Creators today aren't just photographers or just filmmakers, they're both. They need tools that can shoot a wedding in the morning, record a cinematic short film in the afternoon, and live stream in the evening. No one wants to carry 3 separate cameras anymore. If Canon nails this, the R4 could become the one camera solution for thousands of professionals. Even the price could be a strategic weapon. The R1 will likely remain an ultra-premium flagship, but if the R4 comes in significantly lower, maybe closer to Sony's A1 or even under it, it will be irresistible to hybrid creators. Wedding shooters, commercial photographers, travel, vloggers, YouTubers, all could see the R4 as the smart flagship. Right now, nothing is confirmed, but the mounting evidence is impossible to ignore. Patent filings, credible leaks, and supply chain chatter all point in the same direction. The R4 is coming, and when it does, it might not just compete. It could reset expectations across the entire industry. When you think about cameras that truly change the way people work, they don't just add new features, they remove limits. And that's what the Canon EOS R4 seems ready to do. Not just push the spec sheet forward, but remove the trade-offs that photographers and filmmakers have lived with for years. Let's talk about autofocus. Canon already has one of the most respected autofocus systems in the industry. With the R4, expect it to go even further. Face and eye tracking will likely work faster and more reliably in challenging conditions. Think low-light concerts, high-contrast sports arenas, or crowded street scenes. Animal and bird tracking could get a serious boost, using AI to predict movement even when the subject disappears behind obstacles. It's the kind of intelligence that doesn't just react, it anticipates. Picture this. You're photographing an eagle in mid-flight. It swoops down behind a tree and the camera doesn't lose it. The moment it reappears, the focus is already locked. No hunting, no missed moment, just perfect tracking from start to finish. For wildlife and sports shooters, that's a game changer. Now think about hybrid creators, people who shoot both stills and video on the same job. The R4 could finally be the camera that feels equally strong in both roles. In video mode, you'll likely get the same powerful autofocus with smooth cinematic focus transitions. In stills mode, the speed and precision will be unmatched at this resolution. Switching between the two could be instant. No more deep menu diving just to change setups. Another area where the R4 might shine is dynamic range. With a new stacked BSI sensor, expect better highlight retention and cleaner shadows. In practical terms, that means more flexibility in post-production. If you underexpose a shot to save the highlights, you can pull up the shadows without drowning them in noise. For landscape photographers, that's huge. For filmmakers, it means more control over the look without resorting to massive lighting rigs. Low-light performance is another likely leap. We're talking about usable high ISO images at settings that used to be considered emergency only. Imagine clean, detailed shots at ISO 2800 or even higher. For documentary shooters, wedding photographers, or anyone working in dim conditions, This opens up creative freedom. You can shoot where you want, when you want, without compromise. And then there's stabilization. Canon's IBIS system is already impressive, but the rumored 8.5 stops of compensation would push it into new territory. That's not just about keeping stills sharp, it's about handheld video that looks like it came from a stabilizer. Walk and talk. Shots, low-light handheld filming, creative slow shutter effects all become easier.